What's going on, you guys? Yeah, everyone grab their pink comforter.
I got the worst haircut ever. This is my haircut. Look at that.
Oh, and then you said Pat Dixon does have a past.
He's DeVito. His chin is kinda neato. He's Ray DeVito. He is a Guido. He's not a pedo. His name is Ray DeVito. Problems with his speedo. He's kind of retardito. It's Ray DeVito. His chin is pretty neato. That Ray DeVito. Your information he'll repeat-o. That stinky Guido. That's Ray DeVito. Rock Bottom Podcast starts now.
What's up? What's going on, you punks? How are you? We got the very lovely and very popular guest. Everyone loves you, Miss Katie Blunt.
Thanks for having me.
What's it like being so loved in a world? This
So
is not
loved.
a world. This is not a. This is not a world where you get a lot of love.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I appreciate you feel like people loved me.
They loved you.
I don't feel like hated or anything. I don't know if
No,
I'm feeling loved, but yeah.
Yeah.
I have to ask, who sings the song that your intro was? Did you sing that?
No, that's
Oh,
a
no?
guy. No, that's a guy named he's he goes by a few names. He goes by Rocco. He goes by Tuki. He's a puppet called Tuki. He's goes by name El Horrible. Bedorable, which I think he's got two puppets about me. Tuki is apparently by the way, he's way more successful than I am. Like, he kills it. Like, fuck, that's the podcast you got to get on. That's a stream. You got to be on Tuki's podcast. You got to do Tuki Soup.
He has a pot. The puppet has a podcast.
Yes, a puppet has and the puppet is apparently from when I jerked, like, I had no, according to the legend, I had no, which is not true. When I was a little kid, I had a lot of friends, but apparently I was very lonely as a kid, and my parents bought me a puppet, and I jerked off on the puppet, and the puppet came to life, and that's Tuki, and he's the guy that did the song.
Oh, that's the story about. Oh wow, that's a cool origin story.
Yeah, that's his origin. He's doing way better than me. He's way more popular than me. Nobody gives a shit about me. Speaking of him, before we get into stuff, because we left on cliffhangers. That's what we left out on, cliffhangers that people want to know. So I was in Atlantic City this past week, and there's like a Kill Kevin. It's Kevin Brennan. You probably don't know who he is. You're probably too, or do you know who Kevin Brennan is?
I feel like that sounds vaguely familiar.
Okay,
but
you don't have to look him up. Don't worry. Yeah,
mentioned him. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You don't have to look. He's a good guy when he wants to be a good guy. He's very funny. He's the funniest one. He was on SNL back in the day. He had a development deal with it. He's hilarious.
Does he do like accents and stuff like that? I'm like, I do want to look him up now.
Yeah, but we did. No, he quit performing. He retired.
But do you think he might have done a one-off show at some point at the
No.
Okay.
No, he did years ago. But he's killing it podcasting, so he doesn't do stand-up anymore. But he had an event this past weekend in Atlantic City called Kill Kevin. Kevin. And because I'm on his podcast from time to time, this guy Chad's on his podcast from time to time. Well, Chad's on all the time now. I'm not on as much as I used to be. But so we're going to do a show in Atlantic City, and it got canceled last minute. Last month, which is fine. There was a lot of people there. As still, we ended up hanging out. Everybody was there. There's like 50, 60 people there. And then there's this guy, Vince, a lawyer. This is all going to be like over. None of this is going to make sense, and it shouldn't. It's all right.
That's great. So Kevin Brennan, Vince, the lawyer, and who was the other guy you just said?
No, don't Google any of the. Google nobody I say right now. Google no one I say. It's all right. Kevin Brennan is hilarious. He's a fucking hilarious comedian. He's a good guy when he wants to be, but he could be a curmudgeon. He's Neil Brennan's brother. Janelle
Wait,
Neal.
I think
Yes,
somebody
Neil
messaged
Brennan.
me. Somebody messaged me right after doing your show.
Yes, I
saying
told you.
that,
Yes, I know. I told you people are going to message you.
oh
I know
no,
you
he was
showed me
saying that,
some people like, and I was like, you showed me a
no, it
list of
wasn't like
people
a
that
Tuki.
like hit you up, and I'm like, they're just podcast fans. They're cool. If they, yeah, yes.
No. This wasn't like a bad thing or anything.
No.
Somebody messaged me right after I finished your podcast saying that their friend was going to reach out to me to do Kevin Brennan's podcast or something like that. I don't know. But then nobody. Maybe they were kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all right. Well, yeah, it's not a bad thing. If you go on Kevin's podcast, I'll go on with you. How about that?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be cool. But yes, very funny guy, a popular podcast. So so there's this event in Atlantic City, and we're supposed to do this event, and the show got canceled for whatever reason. I don't know. Sold out show, it got canceled. So this guy Vince, a lawyer, used to be on the Howard Stern show. Was like he comes up to me. We're all hanging out. We're still at the Borgata. We're still doing it. We did the podcast at the Borgata from Kevin's room. We still did a podcast. It was a lot of fun. Everyone was awesome. But before that, this guy, Vince Lawyer, used to be on Howard Stern. Casey Armstrong was there, who used to be on Howard Stern. I don't remember it, and I'm old enough to remember like this Howard Stern stuff. I was on Shuley Network. He used to be a producer for Howard Stern. It's a different world. It's a different world from where you come from. It's a different world. You don't need to know about this. You don't need to know about this world. But Vince Allure is like, someone's like, hey, Vince Allure is going to give you $200 to go up and do 5 minutes of stand-up in his suite. It's a fucking big suite. And I knew I was going to get like heckle. I knew people are going to interact. Half of the people want to troll you while you're doing your 5 minutes. But I'm like, yeah, I've done comedy a zillion times. I'll do 5 minutes of jokes I've done before. And I went up and I did it. And then I ended up getting $300.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
And I ended up getting $300. It was fine. It was all right. Yes, people are interacting with you the entire time, stepping in on every joke that you say and shit, which is fine. It's like, I knew that was going to happen. But then this guy, Chad, who organized the show, and his whole thing was, I want people to come here. I want them to see a show. The show got canceled. He was bummed. And they offered him $1,000 to do the same thing, 5 minutes.
Wow.
And he said no. He was like, no.
Wow.
And this is coming from a guy who wanted to give them a show. And suddenly 5 minutes, he saw that I did it and I got through it. It wasn't that bad. People like actually were like, listen to your jokes. You're getting applauses after jokes. Everyone was there to like love you and have fun. And he said no. And the more I think about it, because like he wants to be, I don't hate, he's from Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland. I don't hate the guy. He doesn't like me for whatever reason. He does.
You didn't want to do it because you did it?
I don't know.
Is
He
that
just
why?
no, he didn't want to do it because he's like, I don't want to be a show pony. Or it's like, wait a minute. You said you're disappointed you can't give the people a show. Just do it. Give them a show. And not only that, they offered him $1,000. So because he didn't want to do it, they even offered him more money to do it than me. So he was going to get so. He had so many ways to win. He could have once said, if he did do it, he could be like, Ray was my opening act. So already he's winning. I got paid more money than Ray. It was nothing but a win-win. So the fact that he was just handed an easy layup to win, and he was like, no, I don't want to do it, is insane.
Wait, so what do you think is the reason why he said no? Was it?
I don't know. It was the same people.
He wanted to kind of like stick you a little bit and be like,
no, it had nothing to do with me.
Here.
It had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with me. Like, I mean, the people that were in that room, like half of them were like, I say most of them were genuinely there, wanted to have a good time and have fun. Shout out to Reels and Mommy and Casey Armstrong. Reels is the one that paid me $100. Vince gave me $100. Someone tipped me $100 afterwards. T.O. Hank is in there. Like, it's a lot of people that are like they're supportive. And he could have won. It was an easy layup for a win for him. And it blows my mind that he said no. That he didn't do it when he said he wanted to give them a show. So I don't
Right.
I don't get what if that makes sense.
I'm curious what
If someone
he
offered you
has for you.
$1,000 to do 5 minutes, why would you not? Right? Even if they want to heckle you through it and stuff, you just do it. Like you have 5 minutes of
I think
proven
I would do
jokes.
it. I don't know. There's most things I would do. There are certain things that I feel a little reticent about, a little like unsure of, you know. Like there's things like shock collar comedy. Have you heard of that? They put a shock
Which
collar around you.
no, this is there
They
was
give
no
you a
shock
shock
collar.
collar and they
I
shock
was
you
just
if
in a
you
giant room in Atlantic City where there's 20 people that just wanted to hear you do 5 minutes of stand up. Yeah, I knew
Mhm.
people were going to interrupt me during my jokes. I knew that was going to happen. I knew there'd be a little bit of heckling, but for the most part,
Mhm.
you're like, all right, whatever. I'll just do this 5 minutes, get through it, and we'll have fun. I'll joke about the heckling, and
Yeah.
it wasn't bad at all. Like it was all right. Is it my greatest
Mhm.
5 minutes? No, but at the same
Mhm.
time, you're just given what you're introduced to. I'm not going to play
Yeah.
it because I played it last night on a stream, but it was
Mhm.
fine. It wasn't so. I'm
Mhm.
just saying that was an easy win for that guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like if someone offered you, it's 25 people in a room that like, or maybe 20. It's probably 20 that are in a room. Just watch you do comedy. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you have like an album already out there.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
You
so I
know,
mean,
I taped a 30-minute set and I'm supposed to edit it and put it out there, but I haven't done it yet. I haven't done the editing on it. I don't know.
but
Do you ever have stuff that you're like sitting on that you just have to like you just have to like cut it up and release it in some way and you like find yourself stalling?
yeah, there's a lot of my podcasts. I got people that want to like cut up clips from my podcasts. I'll put up some podcast clips coming up, but a lot of people are like, hey man, you've had some like great streams lately. Why would you not like cut? And I'll do that with you too, like shows
Oh,
you've been
cool.
on and cut them up and put them out there. So I got to get
Mhm.
on that, but I got people
It's a
that want
lot
to
of
help me
work.
out with it.
Oh, if you
Yeah.
have people that help you, that's great. That would be
Well, I
awesome.
pay them.
Oh, see, I can't afford to pay anybody.
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Yeah. Me either. Me
Mhm.
either. But it was a great
Yeah.
time in Atlantic City. But I don't know why he just didn't do that. He would have fucking made out like a bandit. He could have been like, I made 3 times the money this guy made.
Mhm. Do you
And it
feel
would have,
like you kinda wish that you had held out a little more so you could have gotten a little more
yeah.
money
When
out
I
of it?
saw they were going to offer him that much money, I was like, shit, why did I fucking agree to this? Because I agreed to do it for 200. Because I was like, yeah, what do I give a shit? I'll do 5 minutes of fucking old jokes that I've done for years. What do I give a shit?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're just set up punchlines, things. Let's fucking do it. You know, people heckling you, just bringing what they're saying, heckling you also into the joke, and you're like, all right, whatever. So yeah, they were
Mhm.
not it wasn't the tightest 5, but it's like you still did it. It wasn't that horrible, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why he wouldn't do it, but I'm trying to think if there's ever been a moment where I was like, "No, I don't want it." I feel like I'm so embarrassed by I've done comedy for literally nothing. I do comedy for nothing all the
Exactly.
time.
Yeah, how many times do you comedy? Well, in his defense, like there are people that also were there, kind of wanting to see you bomb just to troll you. Do you get what I'm
Oh,
saying? So
yeah.
there is that, and they filmed it and stuff. But it's like if
Mhm.
you've done enough comedy where it's already out there online, what do I give a shit? These are jokes from an old special.
Mhm.
They're already
Right.
out there, like they're on my dry bar special, whatever. Like it doesn't really matter. Um,
And won't people always be like, there's always gonna be somebody rooting for you to bomb. I feel like every
no,
every comic's
trust me,
gonna have someone in the audience that's like,
trust me, half that room was rooting for me to bomb. Half of them were rooting for me to bomb. Even people in this chat will be like, he did bomb just because they want to. Yeah, yeah. This is a weird podcast world I'm into. I have like I have like 50% that like me and 50% that just hate my guts for people.
Really?
I guarantee for no reason. I've done nothing to anyone, but that's
Mhm.
just uh
Yeah, I think people might not. I feel like the people that well, I always say that I have 2 kinds of trolls. I have like there are men that say that women have no sense of humor, and then the other troll that I get are women with no sense of humor.
Oh, what? So you get what
I
now?
just get, like, well, there's men who are like, "Oh, women don't have a sense of humor," and then there are women that are like, "Why would you say that?" But they're trolling me. They're both trolling me. Both of those groups.
So they're trolling
But
each other? Like they're
no, they're
literally
both
like,
trolling me. There's like it's just that you can ruffle feathers. I find I ruffle feathers of men that don't think that women are funny, and then I ruffle the feathers of women that aren't funny and who are upset that I'm saying, a word or making fun of something, or you know what I mean? Like
so
there's
who are the
just two
women
types
you
of.
upset? I don't get that. I get it. There's going to be dudes who are like, yeah, women stink.
Oh man, well, it's just I don't know. Like there's things that I say that gets misinterpreted a lot. I have an autistic son, and so sometimes I'll joke about autism, and it's I never say it in a way that's like attacking autism, but people are sometimes other people have had just certain I don't know life
Just bringing
experiences.
up autism, and they're
Yeah, they
like,
just are like
yeah, just bringing up.
you're yeah, it's just
Why are
like
you
a very
exploiting your
strange.
son by mentioning he has autism? Why are you exploiting him? It's like, no, I have a son that has autism. I'm not. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
part of my
and
life.
right, right, but it's just people sometimes misinterpret things, but it's okay. I mean, I think that's just the nature of what we do. There's gonna be people that are upset about stuff, and the fact that it's just us, just one person. You can't really hide behind, like, a team of writers or anything like that. It's like you're responsible for
Yeah,
whatever
it's
you
like,
say.
hey, it's me. I wrote that. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Hi,
That's true.
everybody. Uh,
Um, did you wanna get a psychic reading, or did you wanna hear the
yeah.
story? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, first, I'm going to
Mhm.
read a few super chats, and then we'll get into.
Okay.
So, if those of you that remember, Katie was on this podcast before, and we were on for like an hour and a half, and it was like I
Mhm.
was getting ready to wrap up, and then you mentioned about you were in rehab, and you had some lesbian experiences
Oh,
in
yeah.
rehab. So everyone was like, "What? Why did you cut that off? Let that go." So I do want to get into that. And then also you do psychic readings where
Mhm.
you could tell people, you could read my memories.
Yeah, yeah, I read memories, and I just did my psychic reading show tonight, actually,
Right.
so
I'll
it's,
do it. I'll be in New York City in March, and I'll be
oh,
there,
cool.
and I'll be there a
Mhm,
lot this summer because I'll be in NYC for a lot of March, a lot of April.
mhm.
So yeah, I'm
Oh,
down to do
cool.
it. Yeah,
You'd be down to do it? It's
yeah,
fun. It's like, the comedians do a set, and then I've been doing readings of comics, but sometimes I wonder if I should do readings of audience, so I'm actually doing another psychic show this Friday, Valentine's Day. I'm doing a singles show where I'm giving psychic readings to anyone who
So
wants one. It's
explain what a psychic reading is? Because from what I remember, what you were
okay.
telling me, you could
Mhm.
read people, like you could like tell things that happened in my past.
Yeah.
Okay,
So I don't know exactly how it works, but
I
I
thought
get
you
into
do
like
it. You don't know how it works, but
I do it.
yeah,
I don't know how, like, I don't know how I perceive it's what it feels like to me is I go into like a state of mind, I guess. And then I it's like it's as if you were to close your eyes for a minute and then talk to a person and you're just reciting the daydream that you just saw. And
okay,
as you're reciting the daydream, the person is like, "Oh, right. Yeah." But it's like, I I sometimes can't even put the pieces together. Like I had one person that I read this was not at a comedy show, but I read one person and I described an alley, like this alley that I was looking at. And I was like, I don't know why I'm looking at this alley. I just feel like kind of uncomfortable in this space. And she was like, "Oh, I got molested there." Or like I'll have someone that I read where I'm like, "Oh, you had this really joyful memory of riding an elephant." And she's like, "Yeah, I grew up in Thailand and it was so fun." Like it's just so it's each time that I'm saying what I see in my head and I feel a little crazy. And then what's cool is the other person usually is like, "Oh, that's really true." The only time that that doesn't happen is when I access a very buried memory. And so sometimes it either takes the person a while to remember it, or they have to like message a parent or something like I had one person on my show who I told her that this thing happened where her mom's work changed when she was 3 years old. And so her childcare changed when she was 3, and that caused a lot of the tension that she feels in her shoulders, and she has a lot of pain in her shoulders. And she was like, "Well, I do have pain in my shoulders all the time, but my mom didn't go to work till I was 5." And then she got a text from her mom. She texted her mom to ask about it. And her mom was like, "Oh yeah, I started substitute teaching when you were 3. You started going to preschool." And then as she was texting me about it, all these other memories came back about having to wait at the preschool and not being picked up and not being walked home. And, like there's just,
So you just picked up on this.
Stuff.
This isn't something you focused on yourself.
No, well, this is something that I developed as an apprentice to a medium for
By the way, her dad's a famous author, everyone. Stephen King. Her dad is Stephen King. We went through this on a previous episode. Her dad is she grew up in Berkeley. She's a hippie chick. Her parents are hippie. She went to Columbia. She's an Ivy. Yeah. It's an Ivy League student. You did go to Columbia. Yeah.
I did go to Columbia. Yeah, that's true.
We don't need to say who your dad really is. They got to go watch an old episode to find out who your dad really is. But he's a famous author. Let's go with Stephen King. Stephen King is her dad.
Stephen King.
Yeah. Judy Blume is her mom. Stephen King is her dad.
I loved Judy Blume. I really liked
Tales
her.
of a Fourth Grade Nothing. I love that book. Super Fudge.
She had a really cool autobiography called Me, 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 Not a Novel. And it's a beautiful autobiography. And she was a really interesting, weird woman, it's cool to read about her childhood and her process of trying to become a writer. She once went to a Halloween party as a rejection slip, and she just wore a slip with all of her rejections taped to her. She had a whole dress made out of rejections. Yeah.
I loved her books. Those were like the first books I read.
Yeah.
And
they were really good.
I started reading books because I won Young Authors Contest 2 years in a row for my elementary school, for the whole elementary school, which is insane. But in fourth grade,
the Young Writers thing for your elementary school?
Yeah, in fourth and fifth grade.
Write?
I don't remember the stories. I kind of remember the stories a little bit, but one was like kind of like one was a choose your own novel where it all ended up with the same outcome. Like it was like, oh, you go this way, you go that, and then the other one was like a big thing. Anyways, whatever it was, I won the thing. And fourth grade, this at Lake Elementary School in Vermilion, Ohio. And then I went to Columbus. My mom had to drive me there, and we met Beverly Cleary. She was like the host of it one year, and then the other year, and then other people were like, no, he was dead by then. But I want to say it was John Fitzgerald, the guy who wrote the Great Brain books.
Wow.
So
who
John Fitzgerald. Yeah, and then I looked it up after. I don't think he was dead then, because I really think that's the guy that was John Fitzgerald who wrote the Great Brain. They were like kids.
Oh, I don't know those. John Fitzgerald. Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Yeah,
but that's cool. You got to meet all these big novels.
I mean, I don't know anything. No, they're not big. They wrote
They are big. Beverly Cleary's a huge novel. And then you became a writer.
I'm not a writer. I'm a fucking dummy.
This is writing. What we do is writing.
I mean, I have no idea. But now I want to find out when he died, because like someone's like, he was dead by then. No, he died in 1988. So I'm old. I'm 51 years old. So no, say who's around. This is like 84 or 85.
84 is when I was born.
Yeah, that's when I met him. Well, I was a kid. I was all right, let's read some super chats, and then I feel like we're going to get into the psychic readings, but I also want to hear your lesbian story. Yeah, your lesbian rehab stories. MGD, who's a good egg. She's over there in Europe. No DM reminder today, Ray. We good? I'm sorry. Here's what I do too. I don't have a set time when I do my podcast, when I do my streams, but I do have people that are fans of mine, and I'll literally message them on Twitter and be like, hey, I'm going live at this time if you're into it, punks. And I usually send one to MGD, and I didn't. And she's in Europe. She's a good lady. And I didn't send one to her today, apparently, because she's saying I didn't. My apologies, MGD. Nothing personal. I'm a piece of shit. That's all you gotta know. I'm a piece of shit, MGD. Nick in Fort Wayne, who I met in Atlantic City. Super
nice.
sticker. Thank you for the $9.99, Nick in Fort Wayne. He's a good dude. Good hanging out with you. You're a good man. Gustav, who's a good man. Ray, I thought you're supposed to get her for KB. If she wants to do Brian, I'll talk to Kevin. I'll talk to Kevin, and you could do a psychic reading on Kevin and Brennan. That'll be.
Oh, I could.
Yeah.
I don't know who Kevin Brennan is.
Yeah. We'll talk. We'll talk. This was his whole thing in this weekend. We had good times. He was actually like nice. He could be a curmudgeon. I tell you. But yeah, she's a very funny guy. Yeah, we'll get it. But yes, Gustav. Gustav's a good guy. He's in New York City, and he's got some apartment building. I might take you up on an apartment building, Gustav, if I've hung out with you. Oh, by the way, the Cavs are playing the Nets coming up. I'm down if that's a thing. All right. We'll talk off air. He's a good man. I like him. Yeah. L. Hi, Ray. Show Kitty your sick gold chain and your eggs. I baked. I made eggs on a stream when I was in New York City.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you're like, oh wow. Yeah, exactly. That's a correct response. It's not a big deal. It's just scrambled eggs. And my gold chain's from Macy's. But thank you, LLL. He's a good egg. He's a good man. No, I do not have my gold chain on. New Jersey Ranger, who's a good man. Very good rambling lore dump to start the pod. Oh, Jesus. New Jersey Ranger, he's a good man. I hung out with him in Atlantic City. He was in Atlantic City too. He's a good man. He's a good egg. Grandmommy, 200 pounds. Gan Fish, Foco's future baby mama. I don't get that. Grand mommy, 200 pounds. You're talking about, there's a lady who I'm really good friends with, Mommy, who, FK Mommy, who was in Atlantic City. Great lady. Everybody loves her. Are you trying to imply she's 200 pounds? No, she's 100. She's like 4'11". She's like 110 pounds top. She's a little lady. I don't know if that's what you're saying. I don't know what they're saying, but thank you. Flacco's future baby mama. Mr. Rapey Misra. This guy's funny, but he could be mean. Just a heads up. Ray, did you just invite yourself onto MLC? Kevin hates you, remember? He thinks you're actual dog shit. Hi, Kate. Welcome back. All right, there you go. Yeah, Kevin. So, all right, forget it. Forget the MLC thing.
What is the MLC?
That's Kevin's podcast. That was the whole thing. Yeah, that was the whole thing. So, all right. Yeah, never mind. Forget it. It's off. Mr. Rapey Ray says the whole thing's off. It's off. It's off. Ozone.
Oh, I remember that guy from the last one too.
Yeah. Ozone. Hey, I just wanted to back up Rapey Ray. KV seems to hate you. All right. So, all right, forget it. The whole thing's off. You're stuck here. Katie seems cool. All your guests are good except Zoe Levy. She's a narcissist, Marxist bore. Hi, Kate. Your hair looks nice. Ray can get you free milk at Panera's. For some reason, LLL is the nicest guy. Oh, the Panera? No, here's the deal. I'll go to Panera's. I go to Panera's a lot for coffee. But if I order a cookie and I get a coffee, sometimes I'll put milk in the cup and eat my cookie before I get my coffee, to have a milk and a cookie. So it's a way to get like.
That's a smart move. Chase does that too. Yeah, Chase does that with when we're at diners. He'll order a milk as a side with the coffee, and then he has
exactly. So I'm not the only one to do it. It's a smart move. It's a smart play. This way, like, you just want a little bit of milk when you're eating a cookie. You don't want like a giant glass of it. So you're just like, all right, I'll just pour a little bit from the milk thing. where the coffee thing is into your coffee. Like I already bought a coffee. It's not like I paid for nothing. So it's like
it's a nice
maybe
little having a little milk with you.
yeah, thank you. Thank you for backing me up. She's got my back. But for some reason, he did not like Zoe, who is lovely. We all love Zoe Levy. But LLL was the only one that was not a fan of Zoe. And she went to Columbia just like you.
She did.
Yes, she's a good woman. We all like her. Ozone. She gives me 5 minutes. I'll give her 500. I don't know if he's talking about comedy, but yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what that's referring to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pretty
Ozone.
Low. I think that's pretty low.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worse than it's low or high. I don't know. Shot colors.
Shot collar. So Katie would love to be DeVito'd. I don't know exactly what that means, but thank you. Dang, Lizard. He's a good egg. He's a good guy. Kate Blanche looks amazing. Thank you, Mark Lender, he's a good man. Yes, we heard Ray takes trophies from his victims. Oh my, I didn't get a trophy for winning best offer. That I did not do, but thank you, Dang Lizard. They don't give you trophies. Ray, I'll chat $100 if you stream until 2 a.m. That's 3 hours from now. I don't know if that's a thing. But thank you, LLL. We'll see. Ray, shut the fuck up and let your cat speak. Jesus Christ. All right. Jesus. Dang Lizard. No hurry. Ray ain't autistic, just retarded. All right, that's true. Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry because you have an autistic. I'm taking shots at myself. I'm yeah. I don't use that word, but yeah. I'm a dummy.
It's okay.
Katie, loved you on My So-Called Life. Was Jay Leto cool?
That show was so much older than me, right?
Ray hid the bodies in Dionne Warwick's nostrils. I don't even know what a lot of these guys are old because like Dionne Warwick is a little before my time. I just remember she sang that song with Stevie Wonder with that's what friends are for. Do good times and bad times. That's all I know. Dr. Harley Quinn. Katie, if you guess correctly, Ray has to send you this super chat. What's behind Ray's right shoulder? If Ray screws this up again and looks behind to his left, you also win.
Oh, behind your right shoulder. I know it's a treadmill.
It's a treadmill. You got it. Yeah. Dangler, where do you find people that are even more Ray? All right, come on, Dangler. Be nice. Be nice. So we're be nice. Pretty social pocket. Katie, no offense, but can you please let Ray speak? He's a famous comedian. I think they're giving me grief. We're going to get into I'm just catching up on some super. Yeah, Fast is a good egg. I'm also psychic. I will see Ray will bore us for the next time. Jesus, this is my friend. Katie asked Ray about his transplant date at the bar.
We talked about that. We already talked about that date.
Ray, favorite song by the Lemonheads. It's a shame about Ray. It's a song about a guy named Ray killing himself and no one giving a shit. Yes. We went through that before. Mr. Rapey, Mr. Ray. Katie, has your autistic son won any school book writing awards? Ray did. They're saying, all right, now it's a shot at me, which is fine. Take all your shots at me. Yeah.
He has not won any school writing awards, but he is a really talented dancer, and he's been breakdancing on my kids' shows, which is super fun.
For real?
Yeah, he comes out
it's
tonight.
Like,
he did
what's your breakdance? What's he do the pop and lock, or is he like do the windmill?
He can spin around on the ground and stuff. He can like do all this crazy stuff. I didn't know he could do that until we went to this museum exhibit in Las Vegas called Meow Wolf, and he just started breakdancing everywhere. And now he does it on my shows.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's fucking awesome, man. Oh, this is Reverton. Run as far away from the Dabbleverse as you can, Katie. I agree with that. Beloved Chatter. This the podcast, like I'm Dabbleverse adjacent.
Oh,
We're
okay.
not. Yeah. Ray steals milk to have cookies and is friends with mommy. How wet are you right now, Kate? Oh, saying
Oh God, I don't
she's
know.
engaged to be married. I know her husband. Yeah, he's a great guy that's going to do the podcast soon
He's
as
a
well.
really
He's a
great
very
guy.
funny comedian. Chase is fucking great. Glad I'm no psychic, but I sense romance between you two. Great Kevin. She's married. She's taken. She's already taken. African King. Can you ask Kate what her opinion is of Shuli Eager? Shuli's producer was just convicted of child porn. Shuli wanted to try. That's a network I used to be on. The Shuli. He used to be Howard Stern's producer. I don't. Yes. Yeah. He's just a guy that. Mike V, have you seen Clearwater Chad's impression of you? You should have him on your show. I like Clearwater Chad. He's a good egg. All right, we're caught up on the super chats. All right, now that we did that, let's get into the meat and potatoes. I love all you guys. So when you left my podcast before, you were going to say you had all right, I'll let you talk. I'm going to shut up.
The story. So okay, so here's the story, and there's like a little bit of a lead up to it, so it's not going to be straight to the lesbian stuff, but you have to understand that I was like in my early 20s and I went to rehab because I was addicted to weed. I was addicted to marijuana and
to weed. Now I feel like that
weed.
Now I feel like that Chappelle movie at Half Baked when he goes to rehab for weed and like and Bob Saget's in there. It's like, what? You're in here for weed? I suck dick for crack and you're in here for weed? So all right.
Yeah, it was kind of had that quality to it, but so I went there because I had a psychiatrist who said, you won't be, based on how much you're smoking, you're not going to be able to quit unless you do a 60-day residential program.
Jesus, you are from Berkeley, California.
No, listen, it's harder. It is harder, I think, to quit weed than it is to quit cocaine, I think, because it's just, you don't think of it as having the same kind of consequences. So it's like, there's no like, you don't bottom out on it. You don't have like something where it's just like, but it does, there's like different problems that it creates where you can just get really apathetic and you don't do anything. You don't even realize that your life is flatlining because you don't have those kind of horrible moments. But anyway, I went to rehab and they had this like intake conversation with me and they were like, are you taking any substances? And I was like, well, I take Adderall for ADD. And they were like, that's a class whatever drug and technically that's the same thing as cocaine, so you're going to have to detox before you can go into our residential program. So I had to go to a detox house and I hung out
for
with all the people for Adderall. And
by the way, I took Adderall. I have ADHD. I took it. It did not work for me. It just made me more insane.
Well, I mean, it like cuts off my imagination. I feel like, or it cut off my imagination when I took it. But I was at this detox house with all these people like on methadone and stuff like that. And I'm there for weed and Adderall. And I'm like trying to detox off of Adderall or whatever it is. But I was very irritable because I got very annoyed when I stopped smoking weed. And so, and I also thought it was very stupid of the establishment to not let me be in the regular housing for being on Adderall. So my rebellion was that I was going to break the rules in the only way that I could, which was to make out with the other girl in the detox house.
Wait a minute. So wait a minute. So you didn't even want to make out with other girls? You're just like, I don't want to be here, so I guess I have to?
No. It was like it was a combination of things. It was partly exploration and partly because we were like expressly forbid to have any kind of like physical interaction with each other. I would sneak into other girls' rooms. For some reason, I never made out with the girls in my own room. Like sneak into a room with other girls, and it was like the way it was sort of set up. It was.
But you were kind of into it though. Like you did like her. Okay.
Yeah, but it was more like we were like, how do you kiss, or how do you do this thing? We would like show each other different tricks that we knew about, like how to like make out with somebody or how to like kiss their neck or something. And there was one girl that was very, very beautiful, like so beautiful, and another girl that was not at all. And the girl that was not cute was the best kisser. Like I can't even. She's amazing. I don't know if this is like a thing.
Well, she's got to be. She's got to make up for in other areas. Like you know what I mean? Like you got to step up your game.
True. but I don't think that's always true. But at the time, however old I was, I really thought like, oh,
What? How old were
this is
you
a
at this
thing.
time?
I was like 23, 24,
Oh, yeah, it's
kind of young. Do you think that the more attractive a woman is, the worse she is at kissing?
yeah. She doesn't have to do shit. Like everyone's gonna pander to her. So yeah, she's on easy street. It's like she doesn't
You think
know.
that's true? Really?
Yeah, yeah. Trust me, like the not attractive girls give the best oral sex and stuff. They're like the most
Really?
promiscuous. Yeah, because they're like they just want to please somebody. So because they don't have to do other stuff. By the way, you're attractive, so like I don't think you ever had to like do that, but like just the way that you said, you also just proved what I'm already thought in my head, that you said the least attractive woman was the best at making out with people. Just the fact that you just pointed it out, like just says. Also, they were also like, you're very attractive, and so I mean, they were also winning by getting to make out with you because they were also like into that.
But I don't think I was. I think I got prettier when I got older. I think in my 20s I was troubled. So I was having a lot of things going on. But I could feel that there was one girl that was definitely much prettier than me, and one girl that seemed like she was not very pretty. And I was really taken by how good of a kisser the girl that was. She could do things that I didn't even know people could do.
What was she doing that you didn't know they could do?
Just something in my neck that felt like
a hickey. We all got those.
It wasn't a hickey, Ray. It wasn't just a hickey. It was like, I don't even understand how her like lips and tongue were like lips and tongue. You know what I mean? Like it was like a washcloth. It was like a warm washcloth or something, like, you know what I'm talking about? No?
It is weird that like when you're like fooling around with someone and they do something to you and it's like, wow, that felt better. Like I didn't even know that was like a hot spot to go to. And you're like, wow,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that erogenous zones. That's what they call it. Erogenous Jones.
Erogenous Jones?
Name of this episode is Erogenous Jones. Erogenous zones that you didn't even know were there.
Men had erogenous zones.
Yeah, you do, dude. No,
men are very different from women. Trust me on that. Men are very centrally, they're centered.
No, I mean when you're with the lady and it's like that's happening, you just have one concern, like, all right, let's get right to it. But no, there is things like, you ever put a Q-tip in your ear? You know how amazing that feels? That's everybody. It's not just chicks. That's everybody. And dudes too are like, oh my gosh, just leave me alone. For like, we all have G-spots in our ear canals. Thanks. We all do it.
I've never stimulated a person's ear canal before.
But you get what I'm saying. But you have taken a Q-tip, put it in your ear, and was like, "Oh, this feels good." Yeah, and then it's like, "Oh, this feels really good." Yeah, we all have those spots. I'm no doctor, but I assume we all have just areas of like, yeah. It's just, I think that's just being a human.
I think that women's bodies are built a little bit differently from men's, and I think that they're
a little different.
I think that women have like a more diffuse sensation about them. Like men, I think, will get annoyed if you're like tickling their back for too long or something. Like, it's like, get to it or whatever. But I think women,
no one likes being tickled. No one you like being tickled.
I could have somebody tickle my back, like that soft kind of like back tickling. I could do that for hours.
That's a back rub. A back rub feels fine, but a back, like, if you're getting tickled, like someone's like in your fucking armpits and shit, like
not like trying to make me laugh, but you know like getting your back tickled. You never got your back tickled as a kid or anything like that?
No, I mean, I got tickled, but it was more so to like annoy me, not to be like, hey, it's just great. It's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I don't know. I just felt like
it sounds like your rehab was the greatest rehab to go to.
It was pretty good rehab. What was interesting about it is there was this the guy that ran it. He went by Dr. Bob. because do you know what I'm talking about? There's in the 12 step, like in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, it was started by this guy named Bill W. and Dr. Bob. And it said that the idea is that when Bill W. first started working with Dr. Bob and tried to get Dr. Bob sober, that's when AA was born, because it's like one alcoholic talking to
So
another.
you got the original people?
No, this
Oh.
guy just called himself Dr. Bob. He wasn't a doctor. I don't even know if his name was Bob, but he confused
Was he a
so many of
DJ?
us.
Was he a DJ? Was he DJ Dr. Bob?
He
It's like,
drove a smart car. He wore these big Hawaiian shirts, and he drove like a smart car. I remember he had like a little like e-vehicle thing, and when we had to like read about the history of AA and stuff, we were all confused because we were like, wait, is that Dr. Bob? It started in like the 1930s, and Bob doesn't look that old, you know what I mean? And it's bizarre to me that he had us call him that. But I guess, I don't know, you're running a business. I don't think there's a lot that keeps rehabs in any kind of like order, right? Or there's no like laws
I don't
that
know.
you can't.
So they put you in a facility for smoking weed.
I willingly went to the facility because I thought
Okay.
I had a problem with it and I needed to stop.
And then they were like, all right, you're stuck in this room, and you're like, I gotta go make out with chicks.
They had me detox for a week, and I made out with these girls, and
They put the girls in the detox with you.
well, they had boys and girls all in this. I think there were boys and girls in the same detox. I don't remember. I had zero interest in the boys. I never had any interest in the boys in my rehab.
Me too. Sign me up for that. Like, yeah, I'll go to rehab just to make out with chicks all day. Like, this is what you have to do. Yeah, I'm hooked on weed. I gotta go make out with a bunch of chicks. I gotta make out with a bunch of chicks and figure this shit out.
Prettier than the boys. I don't know. I always think that women are more attractive than men.
Yeah, you
like,
guys.
Prettiness.
Yeah, you dress for each other. You're just trying to impress each other when you dress. You don't dress for your dude. You dress for another woman. Clearly.
I mean, sometimes I dress for myself. Like, right? Like, don't you dress to feel good about yourself? I don't know.
Yes, I wore this track jacket to feel good about myself.
I like to dress up for Chase, though. That's fun to do. I like it's fun to get dressed up with him and go out. And
yeah, if you got like a cool outfit on, but I think ladies do it to impress. Like, it's always women commenting like on other women the way they dress for like award shows and shit. It's not dudes being like, look how amazing this person looked. Like, if a dude dresses nice, I'm like, oh, that guy looks decent dressing, but at the same time, I'm not like.
Do you think you're more attentive to what men are wearing than what women are wearing?
No, I'm just gonna probably look at women. If a dude's like all done to the nines, I'll be like, oh, hey, nice outfit or something. Like, I'll see a dude like with a cool shirt or something, like, oh, that's a cool shirt, but I'm not going out of my way to see it, if that makes sense.
But you are kind of more admiring women's dresses than men's, right? Like women's outfits than men's outfits.
Yeah, because I'm looking at women more than I'm looking at men, I guess, if that makes sense.
I think so. I think that I don't think that it's that women are dressing for other women, but I think that there's more pressure on women's appearance. And so there's this like sense of, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you guys you guys wear makeup, you get like fucking $700 haircuts and shit. Like, yeah, you definitely take it way more serious than what a dude does.
And it's weird because you don't see that in the animal kingdom. Like usually in the animal kingdom, the whatever the sex is that's needing to get laid is the one with all like the plumage or all the dressed up stuff. It's usually the males that are trying to mate with the females that have the more, like the peacocks have the ones with the big things. Those are the males. Or ducks. If you look at like a mallard, like the duck, the male duck is the one that's all like dressed up. So it's interesting that we have this like reversal in our society where it tends to be sex is withheld by women from men, but it's still the women that are dressed up trying to attract a partner. Isn't that kind of a weird thing?
Yeah,
You know
so
what I
you're
mean?
saying in the animal kingdom, it's
Mm.
the dudes trying to
It's
impress a lady. I mean, it's still dudes
yeah,
trying to attract ladies, but it's like, I
but
mean,
you're
that's
not like
still,
peacocking
yeah. I'm
the same way that women are, which is interesting to me because it's like it makes sense that if you're trying to
no, there's
mate with
definitely
somebody, you'd want to
dudes.
attract them. But
Yeah, there's definitely dudes. I mean, I'm not that guy that's out there trying to get laid all the time, obviously. So, I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
walking around.
obviously,
No, as they know, like I was walking around the Brigada with my luggage in a laundry basket. I'm not out there peacocking, as they say, like trying. Like I mean, I don't care. So,
Mhm,
like, I'm not normal. Like I'd be, what do you call it? An outlier from what you're
mhm.
talking about because, like, I don't.
No, I think that's the norm in our society. I think most
Oh, you
men
think
are
most
not
dudes?
dressed up
Nah, there's a lot
in
of
the
dudes
same
that are
way that
trying to. Did you watch Jersey Shore? They were all trying to like hook up. Like, I think there's a
what
lot of dudes trying to hook up with ladies. Like, I'm good. I'll
really?
wait for, yeah, I'll wait for
Oh, no,
ladies to
the thing.
try to talk
I
to me, and then
I
I'll
think
be like, then I'll peacock and be like, hey, what's up, or whatever, peacock. It's
but I
it
think
also where the word cock is in you saying peacock, it puts it on the
but
dude. Being like,
I think there's something about what I'm trying to get at is that men are trying to get laid, but women are the ones that are dressed up like they're trying to attract a mate, which is confusing, right? Because it's like women are trying to attract a mate, but more often women are withholding sex and men are pursuing it. You would
yeah,
expect the men to be dressed up
women
and
need
trying
to
to
withhold
attract.
it in society. Otherwise, if they're not withholding it, there'd be no marriages. People just be running
Really?
around being like, yeah, yeah. If women just running around the streets not withholding sex from every dude trying to hang out with them, yeah, there would be no marriages, there'd be no families. Dudes would be on the run all the time. They'd be like, yes. I'm just saying. So women do need to do that in society.
Mhm.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like
Need to like be yeah, well, I think that it has
a
to do
little
with like
picky with their
biology.
partners. Yeah,
I think it just has to do with you're gonna have the if you have a pregnancy, you have to make sure that you're like taken care of because there's periods of time when you're not able to do all the things. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's
I'm
hard
not
to
talking
carry a
about me.
child. Mhm,
Like if I like a woman, like I like a woman, and like I've
mhm.
never gotten a lady pregnant or whatever. I haven't had like a serious girlfriend in a while. But I'm just saying, like, yeah. But I'm just saying. I think talking about society, I'm assuming I'm speaking for I'm
Mhm.
speaking for all society. But I think like
Great. I'm so glad we're speaking. I'm speaking on
uh,
behalf of society right now, and I
but
just like to say
I'm saying if women were like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, if women were just like anyone could have sex with me that wanted to. I'm just gonna put it like that would not be good. That would not be good. We'd have to like be like, ladies, stop it. Stop
well,
letting
what would
anyone
happen?
do that.
Like
I think
if
there'd
it
be just a
actually
bunch
happened,
of if it. I think it'd be a lot of like single moms out there with dudes. That's just my what I
they'd
think
be
would happen.
pregnant. But then it's like at a certain point it would slow down because you just if all the women are pregnant, then
If all the everyone, I don't
it's
think it would
maybe
be.
that's the secret. Maybe that's the secret, ladies. Maybe
I
we
don't
need to
know
do this. Maybe we need to have our like it's like the reverse, like the economic blackout thing that's happening. Have you heard about this? There's like
what.
the economic blackout on like February 28th as like as an attempt to like push back against like capitalism or the fact that we have like billionaires kind of taking over the country. There's this movement to like basically not spend any money on February 28th. That just they're trying to get as many people as possible to just don't spend any money February 28th on
Right, is that when
anything.
the tariffs kick in?
No, that's the end of the month. It's a payroll day, and if you can get enough people to do it collectively, you can hurt some of these bigger corporations um, in a way that no other there's no other mechanism to do it. We can't like if you think about the way that I mean I don't know how you feel about like the state of the world right now, but um, it does seem like a lot of things favor people who have a lot of money and it's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
difficult if you don't have a lot of money and to a very extreme degree And so I think there's something really interesting about it. I am kind of curious about it. I think I will do it. And just not spend money for a day. But the idea is that you like, we try to get as many people as possible to do one day. That's February 28th. And then you try to do 3 days. And so we'll sort of like.
What do you mean? Not spend money, period?
You just don't. Well, you only support very small businesses. You don't pay anything that's like a giant corporation. You don't order Amazon. You don't,
but what if I have a gift card?
A gift card, but it's just one day. Just one day, you don't spend any money at any of these big.
I don't know. All right,
businesses. I don't know.
I don't.
You don't think that's a thing? You don't agree with that?
No. I mean, that's fine. It sounds like it's going to do nothing. Just me. It sounds like it's going to do nothing. It sounds like a great thing, but it sounds like it'll do nothing. Just me, just from an outside. It sounds like you're trying to like change something that, one day is not going to matter. Let's get into these. So that was your lesbian experience. You went to rehab, and how did it end? Like, how'd you get out of rehab? They were just like, you could quit making out with chicks. You're free to go. But you started making out with chicks to rebel in rehab.
Yeah, nobody ever found out. It was like my own personal thing or whatever. Yeah. And then
you were like, making out with chicks is better than smoking weed. I agree with you. Making out with chicks is better than smoking weed. It's a lot more fun.
I stuck it out for like 59 days or something like that. I was supposed to be there for 60. I basically just took off, didn't tell anybody, took off on day 59.
You just
and
left
the rehab.
You just ran?
Yeah, I just packed all my stuff and I left. I was
like the chief in the book, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You just like went out the back door and just ran away.
Well, I was in this. They had like a red house and a greenhouse, and I'd moved up into the greenhouse. So I was like, I'd had a car and I was free to come and go when I wanted. But I was supposed to stay for like a ceremony to like celebrate that I had stayed sober for 60 days or whatever. And I was like,
they're like, I'm hooked.
I'm leaving.
You're like, I'm hooked on drugs. Well, here's access to a car. You could come and go whenever you want. It's like, I can't stop heroin. I'm all on heroin. It's like, well, here's a car. You can come and go when you want. It's like, just drive around.
Yeah. I mean, I was on like I actually stayed sober. After rehab, I stayed sober for a year, and then I relapsed, and I drank and did I do other? I drank and smoked weed for like 9 months, and then I quit. And if I continue not drinking, it'll be 15 years in July of no drinking, no alcohol.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I did start smoking weed again.
Yeah, I don't.
Just like a year and a half ago. I do enjoy it. I do like it, but
yeah,
I might need to stop eventually.
You're going to be making out with chicks. Like every time you're making out with chicks, like, it's that weed again, dude. Mike V, have you seen Clearwater Chad's impression of you? You should have him on your show. Yeah, I have not seen Clearwater's Chad's impression of me, but I like Clearwater Chad. He's a good egg. I would love to see it. Dick Fitzwell, apologize to trees producing oxygen for you. I don't know. I think this is to me, but no, the trees must go on. African King, I asked if Katie could weigh in on Julie Egger's producer going to federal prison for child porn. Thanks in advance, Ray. She doesn't know who he is. She has no clue.
Know
that.
Who he is, but I'm very anti-child.
Yes. Yeah, it's a tough list to go on. Yes, me too. I'm against that as well.
Thumbs down on that.
$70 to 1 a.m. What's Katie's favorite condiment and egg style?
Ooh, condiment and egg style. That's a good question. I am definitely a scrambled egg person. Like I like to make scrambled eggs.
Me too.
I like to put a little cheese in them if I'm making them at home. In terms of a condiment, do you mean like condiment on the eggs?
Just condiments in general, like on a sandwich, on a hot dog. Is it weird that
it's salt? Salt is my favorite condiment.
Really?
If I think about it. Yeah.
I like mustard. Brown mustard. That's my
Mustard's
favorite
good,
condiment.
but like there are things that I can't. I wouldn't put mustard on eggs, but I'll put salt on eggs. I'll put salt on just about
Pepper. I
anything.
like just a little bit of salt and way more pepper.
You know what's really good is salt and pepper in oatmeal. If you haven't tried it, salt, pepper, and
On,
honey and
on
butter
oatmeal?
in oatmeal. They're like salty and sweet. It's really good.
I used to love oatmeal when I was a kid. I haven't eaten it in a while, but I was a big fan of oatmeal.
Yeah.
Yeah, maple and brown sugar oatmeal and cream of wheat. I was a fan of cream of wheat too.
I never had cream of wheat, but I liked cinnamon and spice from like the Quaker, those little packets.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, that was always that was James Jameson from New Zealand. You're back on this guy's show, Kate. Yet another example of a woman being instinctively attracted to a serial killer. Ow, jeez. They're talking about me, jeez. Wow. Mr. Rapey, Mr. Girl interrupted every 5 seconds. Gee, all right. I'm going to shut up and let Katie speak. I'll get it together. Mr. Rapey, Mr. Ray. New Jersey Ranger. Shuli is not equal to Howard's producer, Baba Booey. Keep up. I don't know the Stern show. I was on the guy's network, and he was Stern's producer back in the day. I don't know. He was Howard. Yes, New Jersey Rangers knows.
Did you meet him?
Who?
This guy, Shuli.
Yeah, I was on his network. Yeah, I knew him.
Did he
Yeah,
feel like a creepy guy? Or
Shuli.
could you not tell?
No, he's not the guy that. It was one of his producers,
Oh,
and his producer,
okay.
I never met, so I don't. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's not like if you meet him, the guy's like, "Hey, this is what I do on the side." I just want to let you know. If
But
you
you do
don't,
wonder, right? Like when people do that, like would you feel creeped out just talking to them, or would they seem like, that's such a scary thing that scares me. The thought that you could be interacting with someone and they could have something like that going on in the back of their mind or in their house, or you know what I mean?
now I will
Like
say
that could be the
this.
thing that they do.
Yeah, I didn't know the guy's name was Eso. The guy's name, I mean, it still is Eso. He's in jail, but he was a producer, and I used to be on the network. I was on the network for like maybe 6, 7 months. And by the way, like the reason why I left the network, it was not because I disliked anyone. It was just more like I just felt like they were trying to do the Howard Stern show where they talk down to people. Like I never felt like I was like an equal. Like I do my own podcast, do my own thing, and then when I would do like their show, their mothership show, it was always like the kind of being like talked down to type stuff. And I was like, all right, this just isn't for me. So I quit. But they do have an event coming up. And I only know that because I got an email, a group invite, and on that group invite is that producer that is now in prison. So his email address is still attached to that company because I saw that guy's email on the thing. Bob Levy's also on that email thing. And I was like, all right, I think it's time. First of all, you could take me off it. I haven't been on the network in a year and a half. So you could take me off the email list, but you could
don't
also
you want to go to the party? You still want to go to the parties, right?
No, I'm good.
Not
I'm good. I wish them all well.
Is it because they have all these creeps there?
No, I wish Anthony Zenhauser. You know Anthony, he's a great guy. He's on the network. He's a great guy. He's a funny comedian, New York comedian. He's fucking great. I love the guy. He's still he's on the network and stuff. He's great. So it's not a reflection of the whole network. It was just one dude that let's hope he was a lone wolf. I assume it's a lone wolf. No one's like, hey man, I'm into this. Are you guys too? Yeah. So he's a lone wolf guy.
It's such a creepy thing to think about.
Yeah, it's very creepy. Yeah. Yes. But thank you, New Jersey Ranger. Glad. Thanks for sharing, Katie. Could you say that all again, but slower? Appreciate about you making out with the chick and them kissing you on your neck. Where was the spot on the neck?
Okay, so I don't know. One of the women, she could do this thing where she did this thing where she like licked behind your neck and then underneath your ear or like to the back of your ear or something. But it felt like I said, it was like a warm washcloth or something. It didn't feel like Like you couldn't distinguish mouth from tongue from anything. It was just like the most pleasant sensation. I don't know how to describe it as anything other than this really phenomenal experience. And no matter how much I've tried to replicate it,
Did you ask
I feel
Chase
like I
to do
just
it?
went back.
Are you like, hey Chase, can you do like? It does
I'll
make
ask
sense
him
because
now.
here's
I forgot about it. It was so long ago, but I'm thinking about it now. I might ask him to try.
well, here's why I agree with you, Katie. Because I have gotten like really expensive haircuts where like in a really nice salon, and they like when they like wash your hair and they kind of massage your head and like do and they like put their like and they do it like forcefully with their fingers and like
Mhm.
and you're like that feels really good. You're just sitting there like, wow, I gotta get my
Yeah.
hair washed more often. Like it's like this is worth the price of admission right here. You're just like, look, can you get a woman to wash my hair? This feels great.
Well, imagine if they were doing it with their mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So I do agree with you with that. Like you
Yeah.
don't realize like how good like certain spots feel, and you're like, this feels amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He was really good at that.
That makes me want to get $100 haircut tomorrow, just for like some lady like, can she wash my hair? I don't need a dude washing my hair. Can a lady do it?
Go to like a nail place and just pay for a 20-minute massage. I do that sometimes. It's
Oh,
like
really?
cheap. Yeah, you just go and you go to a nail place and they'll do it. There's like foot reflexology.
I don't know. I got to get a haircut eventually anyways. I'm going to let my hair grow out and have someone style it, and I'll pay like good money to get like a real haircut. That's what I will do. Rels, let her talk, please. The story is getting good. Oh, talking about her. Let me all right, let me catch up on some, and then let me catch up on these, and then we're going to get into your psychic stuff because that's and then yeah. Are you cool for like another 30 minutes?
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay, cool. And I'll give you money. So yeah. I did before. People are like, yeah. Thanks for doing this. Beloved chatter. When Ray says hotspot, he means prostate 100%. Yes. Talking about like, yes, beloved chatter. I don't know what beloved chatter's deal is. He likes me, and then like he's my moderator. But he like gives me, but that's a funny joke. So I will give him that. Dang lizard. Adderall is harmless. It's just an amphetamine, that stuff used to get Nazi soldiers ready to wage war. Let's talk about the bad weed pipes. Oh, talking about Adderall is good for the, I don't know. People gave me shit because apparently like Nazis wore Hugo Boss, made their uniforms, and I have Hugo Boss clothes.
Really?
Yeah.
Hugo Boss made Nazi uniforms?
I didn't know that.
That is crazy. How is it still around?
I don't know. That's how good the clothes are. They were like, these clothes are cool. Does Katie consider Bill Cosby attractive, and does she enjoy his comedy?
I can't say I've ever seen Bill Cosby's comedy, and I do not find him attractive. I feel like I think the Bill Cosby thing is one of those things that really makes you feel like there's nobody good.
Yeah.
Like there's no good.
He was
in
like
the world.
America's dad on top. By the way, Bill Cosby's stand-up is fucking amazing. His stand-up is amazing. But yes, the other shit, like, yeah.
But you don't want to lay down.
Yeah. And not even lay down. You don't want to drink from him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, his stand-up is great. Bill Cosby himself is still a great special if you separate the two.
I don't know if I could watch it. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it. If you're newer, yeah, I get it. But like his stand-up was real good. Yeah,
a lot of people. It was a lot of people.
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Like
yeah.
30 people?
James said, I agree with Reels. You should shut your mouth. Reels is a good egg, but yes. Ray, don't say if that makes sense to smarter people. Thank you tons for a call, Bill. Mommy with the super sticker. There's a picture of her and Johnny Carson. Thank you for the $1.99, Mommy. Cosby is a snappy dresser. I love his suits and knows how to impress a lady. He's a peacock of comedians. Do either of you admire him? Come on, leave. Don't forget, Ray pretends to not be gay. We'll get into
Oh,
this one's another Marx's dope, nice necklace and rings, Katie. People are starving and you flaunt wealth. Hypocrite, save your money on the 28th dope. Ray, don't pay her. She's against capitalism.
oh my gosh.
I like it. LOL. Mike V, what do I need to get you to have Clearwater chat on your show? Do you want me to beg you if that's what it'll take? Eventually, I will have him. Bo Beardington surely knew. Oh, the producer thing. African King. Ray, there are photos of you with ISO in Pottstown. He was technically your producer when you worked at TSN. Denounce Shuli or you supported CP. I don't know. Twitter me a picture. I don't even know what ISO looks like, the guy. So yes, Twitter messaged me a picture if I was with that guy. I really don't know him. That's true. LLL, Katie will lose wages and tips on the 28th. Yep, they will. Great plan. You're so vitreous, and you don't you a homeless put money where your mouth is. Oh, I think that's what he's meant. Like Zoe leans to the left too, so I think he's like straight to the right.
Well,
so.
I did house the homeless one time. I mean, unhoused. I don't know. I did it. It was early in my AA time, and someone came up to me after a meeting, and she was like, "I don't have a place to stay," and I did let her sleep in my house, but I would never do that again. It was so bad. It was really bad. I don't know. I mean, it was like one of those things where it's like, oh, I should, help somebody. And she didn't do anything wrong, but it smelled terrible. And I told her, like, please take a bath as soon as we get in my house. And
yeah.
She went right to my bed. She crawled in my bed and I couldn't get
What?
out. Yeah, she fell asleep for like 15 hours.
Dude, you gotta put her in a shower.
I know. Well, I mean, I couldn't move her. I couldn't have physically lifted her up.
But it's more like you can come here, you could crash my place, but yeah, go. You have to take a shower.
Yeah. But I think I think that the main issue is first of all, I can't claim to be virtuous. I don't know if anybody can. I think that it's like a pretty difficult situation that we're all in. But I do think that there's things that are currently happening that that are really scary to me. And so I feel like it's exciting. The thought of like, oh, there's something that we actually can do is kind of exciting.
I don't think that's going to work. I don't think that's. I mean, you do it. You feel what you.
You don't think that taking a day off of spending money is going to do anything?
No, I don't. Not enough people are participate. Like I can't do it. I have to eat that day, so I have to buy food somewhere. So like I you know what I mean?
You could go to like a.
MGD, for your information, lesbians happen to be Ray's favorite porn category. Keep going, Kate. Kate, you seem like a nice lady. Just warning that being a psychic puts one under the influence of evil spirits.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. All right, I'm gonna use a restroom real quick, and then I'm coming back because we're like caught up, and then we're gonna do some psychic stuff.
Okay.
So
I'll do the reading thing.
All right, I'll let you talk to you. Tell and I love LLL, but you tell LLL your reasoning.
Okay, I'll chat with LLL. So, and I'm really curious to know what this is an interesting thing to do by myself, but I am really curious to know what the opposition is to the idea of taking a day off of spending money on big businesses and corporations. I don't really think it's a left or right issue. I think that what's going on right now is not a left or right issue. It's we have an oligarchy. We have people with a lot of money and they don't care if you live left or right. It's just they're just trying to make things really difficult for everybody that's not that particular very tiny group of people with a lot of money. So I think having a lot of people work together to try to stop people who do have so much power and influence, and to try to give some of that power back to people. I think that's kind of a cool thing. But that's all. Uh, I guess I'll just keep talking to myself. I this is I've this is like the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Okay, thank God. Thank God you're back.
I like Outlaw. He's a good man.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. And I
Well, he wanted to throw in this while you were saying, you have money to skip a day of work. Some people don't. That's what he's saying.
so I don't really have a lot of money right now, but I think like what's interesting about that I do want to stay on this for just 1 second, Ray. What's interesting about this is that it's true, some people don't have money. And I think the emphasis is we want to protect people who don't have tons of money, right? Who can just manipulate society however they like. I think that why not have the larger populace deciding on things instead of this very tiny group of people. But so it's interesting that this is the argument against it. You have money to skip a day of work. Some people don't.
I think he's got he's a good. You don't got to worry about who's a comic, who seduce homeless gals, takes who's a saying how do you seduce homeless gals? Take notes, Ray. Did you kiss your neck?
I did not kiss her.
No, Goose. Ray, can you get Clearwater Chat on the show? Mike V. One time I will have him. I'm sure. Mike. Hi, Katie. Seen Clearwater Chat. Please have Katie check him out. His comedy is legendary, and he's the next greatest entertainer. Thank you, Mike V.
Check him out.
So spend more and tip more than don't withhold money.
Here's the beautiful thing. You can spend more at small businesses, right? I feel like I don't understand why we would have a different opinion on this. LOL. Like, I feel like, wouldn't it be better to support small businesses and not larger
He is. I'm a small business. He's supporting me.
Yeah,
So
you can spend money here on February 20th.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man.
We're just trying to take it away from Amazon. Amazon and
But I have a gift card.
Just don't spend it on February 28th.
Detroit Dark Clearwater Chat. Jesus. All right, let's do some psychic reading. So what's going on? All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna center first.
Yes. Do I got to close my eyes, or
no,
you're just centering? Okay.
I'm just centering, and then I'm gonna read you. And it's gonna take me a few minutes to kind of. First of all, I just have to make sure I have permission, right? You give me.
Yeah. Okay. I give you consent. Yes, this is consent to enter me. 131 people know you have consent.
Okay. Let me take a look.
And while you're doing that, I'm just going to let people know that she could read memories, read things from that have happened to me in my life. So that's what she's doing. Well, can I talk while you're doing this or no?
You can talk if you want to. I mean, I'm picking up some stuff right now. I'm just sort of processing it and asking questions about it. But you can talk if you want to. Or
okay. I'll talk just because I gotta keep the show moving. People left because no one was talking.
Oh, because we weren't talking. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Do you want me to take you off stream and you just get in your own head while I talk to them?
No. Let me tell you kind of what I picked up so far.
Okay.
So there's like a couple of things. One is like there's this very specific light to you, which is kind of interesting and I haven't seen before. And usually I see light that's like arranged according to like a person's chakra system, but you have this like it's like this little window
That means I'm gonna die soon. I have a
No,
little window.
no.
I'll be
No,
dead in a year. Everyone appreciate me while I'm here.
no, it's something like you have a light. You carry a light, and it's cool that you have a platform, and it's cool that you have a place to share it. And then the other thing that I picked up is that I think I think there's like I saw some images of something where I got the sense that for you, like sex is kind of gross. It's like a
S-
little there's
Sex
something
is
about
gross.
yeah, there's something about physical intimacy that's like a little bit gross or creepy, or there's something about like bodies together that's like a little bit ick for you.
What the fuck? What does that mean? Translate for. I haven't had sex in like 5 months. What the fuck are you saying?
I'm saying I don't know if
You're
you like
saying
it.
you're saying
I think
I'm
that
asexual. You're saying I'm
I'm not
asexual.
saying you're asexual, but there is the
You're
thread
saying
of you. There's like some like the way that you see a steak and the steak has like marblings in it of like ribbons of whatever. There's like ribbons within you of something approaching disgust when it comes
oh that
to
I don't like
physical
having
intimacy.
sex. You're saying I
That
don't
you
like
don't
having.
it's not that you don't like having sex, there's something about physical touch and intimacy and nudity that's uncomfortable for you.
That is true. I am asexual. That is very
Really?
much true. Yeah, that is very much true. I am very asexual. I do not like. Yeah, I mean, I really got to like a woman to want to have sex with her. That's not false at all. Like I really
Mhm.
got to like. I don't like just having casual sex at all. So that's 100% true.
Mhm.
Like
And something specific to like the body. Like the thought of just like being naked beside somebody or something like that is like uncomfortable
for me,
for you.
um, I do not. That is also true. When I have sex with a lady, here's the deal. If it's a girl that I'm like dating,
Mhm.
by the way, I don't like the way you phrase that from the
Sorry.
beginning. You made that sound like fucking atrocious. Like it was somehow on me. Like I see weird things. Like I didn't like that at all. That was like, but no,
Sorry, I wasn't trying to say it like that.
yeah, I am very asexual. And also, yeah, when I do like the ladies I like having sex with is someone that I want to like I don't do random hookups at all.
Mhm.
I don't like I really gotta like a lady, and that's what I do. Like I don't just be like, oh yeah, and also like when I do hook up with a lady, especially the first couple times, I don't like I like having sex. First of all, I don't have I mean, I'm in this back room. I'm crashing at people's places. I got roommates and stuff. So if I hook up with a lady, I like doing it either at her place or in a hotel room. And I don't really like sleeping next to people.
Mm.
I can't sleep next to people. I like having my own bed and my own space. So that is true. Yeah.
Mhm.
I just wish you would have said that better.
I'm sorry.
I wish you would have said that better and made me be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But I feel
But I
like
am asexual. I will say that. Like I am yeah, I'm not like crazy into just hooking up with whoever. Like even when women like there's buddies of mine that been like in this so-called podcast world with me that'll hang out with me and see women hitting on me, and I'm just like, I don't see me want to really, really being with her. So like I'm like, yeah, I'm good. So
yeah,
I
I mean
I really got to be like close with the lady to hook up with her. I don't like just casual hookups.
but do
So
you
yeah,
need that at all? Like, do you think you might be more comfortable without any kind of partnership? Like, that might be a
yeah, that's what I'm
better
saying. Like I think
preferred state. Yeah.
yeah, I think I am like more asexual than I am like looking for stuff.
You're
So yeah.
yeah, because it sounds like you're framing it a little bit like you haven't been with somebody or you only want to be with somebody you really like, but would you ever give yourself permission to just not want to be with anybody because it's not that fun? I mean, do you think that would you be happier kind of just being on your own without any of that in your life?
Well, first of all, I've never been happy. So
Okay.
I don't think happiness is an option, but also at the same time, like I'm fine. People are like, oh, you don't want a girlfriend or anything? Like, no, I'm cool with it. I do have a lady friend that I talk to, and I'm kind of like her like last option side piece, but it is nice to hang out with her once in a while. And I've only done it twice, hang out with her in that capacity, and I'm fine doing that. Like I don't need like a girlfriend, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think you do. I think
But thank you for your permission.
No, no, I mean from what I can see, I think that's comfortable. That's like a resting state. That's like a stable place to be. And I think there might be, I don't know if you encounter it from other people, there might be pushback or there's like weird societal stuff where people are like, no, you got to be with somebody. But like, you just might be more comfortable without that. That might be more
Again, I wish you wouldn't have came off with like, I'm getting this weird vibe. Like, yeah, you need to work on your fucking wording. Yeah, clarify that.
I felt self-conscious because I don't normally comment on other people's sexual experience. And I think that's why I took so long when I was reading. I was like, please, there's got to be something else. Because I don't really like to comment on people's like sexual lives. But what's interesting is yours was more of an aversion to like.
Oh, so you're saying I see it and I decide to go the other way. Like here's a sexual situation you can't have, and I'm like, nah, I'm good, and I walk away.
Yeah, or even feel a little bit repulsed by something.
Repulsed by sex?
Yeah.
You're saying I feel repulsed by sex just in general?
I think there are certain experiences that you have had sexually that have made it so that you don't really like it all the time, and you might not want it all the time, and you might not want it too much, I guess. But
that is true. No, that's true. I don't need it all the time. I'm grossed out by sex.
I think you're grossed out by physical intimacy sometimes. It's specific to like being naked with another person. I think it's uncomfortable. The thought of it is a little bit creepy, a little bit like ew for you.
From my perspective, not from their perspective. Oh, from my perspective. Okay, from my perspective. Okay.
Not from somebody else's perspective. That you have a reaction to it where you're just it's not. Yeah, it's a little bit the idea of sex is a little bit gross to you.
No, I just don't get No, here's the deal. I just don't get the offers from the people I would want it from, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, some people, if they offer it up, I'm like, yeah, but other people, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you are right. I am more asexual than I am sexually active. You're not wrong at all.
Yeah, I think that's okay.
Thank you for picking. Yeah, thank you for picking that memory out of all the memories you could possibly think of. Out of all the psychic, you went right to that.
Well, I mean, that's just what appeared out of it. When I first looked, that was the thing.
The fact that now, did you get that from the fact that I don't care what I dress like? I don't care, like
no, it has nothing to do with anything that I can see in the frame of the video or anything like that. It's literally like I closed my eyes and I saw different images, and that was the impression that I got was like, oh, this is like it might be informed by a previous experience where something happened that was like really uncomfortable for you. But I don't know exactly if that's it or if it's just part of how you are and it's like it's just an uncomfortable idea.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely like, yeah, if I'm into the lady and I find her physically attractive, like, because I do like athletic women, so like it is like if it's, yeah, but you're right. Like most women, like I'm cool. I got to be
Mhm.
like specifically down. And then also what scares me is, just like everything, like, I don't know. I got to be
What
like,
scares you? I'm so interested.
yeah, no, I'm just like, yeah, I got to be like really into a woman to want to, I got to know the lady. I got to like, really want to be intimate with her to like want to do it. Otherwise, if not, I like, the woman I've had sex with the most recently in the last few years is a woman that like, I knew pretty well. And I got to be comfortable. I just got to be comfortable. I don't like just,
Strangers.
yeah, I'm not
Mhm.
into that. Like for me, now, a lot of guys are apparently not like that, but that's just the way I guess I'm wired. So
Yeah, I think that's good to listen to. I think that's part of like an intrinsic part of who you are. I didn't get the feeling that it's like the product of a trauma or anything like that. I think it's part of who you are. I think it's good like it's good to acknowledge who you are and like if there's something that you specifically are into or not into and it seems like everybody else is into that thing. I think it's cool to just honor your own inclinations and to not go for something that you don't actually want, you know? I think that's cool.
yeah, I
I think that's
wish.
a good thing to do.
Yeah, I wish. Why did you go right to sex? That's do you do that all
What?
the time with your psychic thing? You go right
Why
to
do I
like
gotta what? I don't
go
normally
right
know.
into. Why did you start off with that out of everything? Like there was no
See,
like.
it was what you showed me. I just see what people wanna share. I don't know. You might have been so eager to block off certain memories or something that that was the thing that I have
That's
no
a
idea
memory
how
I'm
it went.
blocking off.
No, 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 that's the thing I could see. That was the thing you did not hide.
Oh,
So sometimes there are things that I feel like people don't want me to see, and so I'll see, like, aspects sort of close to it or related to it, but not the actual,
yeah,
like,
I definitely
event.
agree. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
I think like just like the fact like comedy or whatever, like comedians like you run around, you do shows and stuff, like you're running
Mhm.
around the country a lot of times. Like that's how we started off, just running around the country. Like, yeah, there's not like what do you call it? Like there's not like a person. And then every time when I did have like a person, a significant
Mhm.
other in my life that was like, okay, I guess it's my girlfriend, whatever. And you're like, okay, we're cool, we're cool, we're cool. And then like suddenly you find out like, no, we're not. It's like, all right, well, that's something I didn't see coming.
Mhm.
So like it made me be like, all right, I guess I don't want a relationship,
Mm.
if that makes sense. So I've never been like a guy that like ran towards relationships.
Were there you mean like there were, like, abrupt endings to things because of your
Well,
travel experiences, because of your
yeah, but
travel
not even.
schedule?
No, it's not even abrupt endings. It's more
Mhm.
like the one girlfriend that I was pretty serious about. Like she was just and I get where she was coming from. At the
Mhm.
time, I was maybe like in my 30s, mid 30s. She's like in her mid 20s.
Mhm.
And she saw me at a comedy show or whatever, and was like, "Oh, this guy." And then in her head, she's probably thinking like, "Oh, this guy's just seeing like girls all over the place." It's kind of the way
Mhm.
she met me, and being like, "Oh, this was like," and I didn't see the blind side by
Mhm.
her for being like, "Oh, we're done." I don't want to. She made me go all the way to Kansas to break up with me, and it's like, ugh.
Oh.
It's like you could have done this on the phone. I didn't even to drive here 13 hours for
Oh.
this conversation, if that makes sense. So,
Was she
uh,
accusing you of being with other people?
no, no. And I
No.
wasn't, as you could tell
Uh-huh.
from your psychic read. I don't run around
No, you
hooking
don't.
up with random people. That's the one thing. Can you say something positive about my psychic reading other than,
There's
uh,
there's a lot positive to it. Did you forget the part about how you have this little window of light that you should share with the
yeah,
world? That was pretty
lead
good.
off with saying the positive things about the reading, then instead of being like, oh,
But I think it was more my self-conscious about my feeling self-conscious about commenting on anyone else's
yeah, but you know, you
intimate life.
immediately went in like you didn't say like, "Hey, You got to
That
learn
was
how
the
to
thing that
spin it where it's like somehow a little bit like you're like, oh. So your thing is you're saying I'm creeped out by sex.
I think you are creeped out by sex, and I also think that you have this like thing. The first thing I said has nothing to do with sex, and it has to do with this window of light that you carry inside of you that I think
Yeah, you missed
is
out
a
on
good
that.
thing that you have.
You were just like,
I did say that. I said that at the beginning. The
what's
thing
this
about the light.
window of life?
That was the first thing. You interpret it as meaning that you were gonna die. That wasn't what I mean, we all will, but that wasn't what I meant. It was just that you you have something to share with people. It's cool that you have a platform. It's cool that you have a place to like, it's good that you have a microphone because
That's good that I have.
there's something that you carry that you have access to that I don't think a lot of people get to see, and for you to be able to take that out and disseminate it, distribute it, whatever that is, I think that's cool. You get to do that. It's a positive thing.
Yeah. So
Does that just make you really uncomfortable?
no, that just the way you presented it was like made me like, huh? Like I don't think that's.
I'm sorry. I'm
So you
sorry
think
if I didn't
I'm
present it well.
asexual?
I'm
That's
not
what you're saying.
asexual. I think I just got an image of you being kind of grossed out by sex.
So I'm grossed up by sex. I mean, I watch porn. I don't think I'm grossed up by sex. Like I watch
I
other
think you're
people.
grossed out about the idea of being like naked with another person. It's gross.
So you're saying I'm grossed up by being naked?
I think there's something about like physical bodies being in a space together without clothes. It's gross to you. I don't know. That's what
So
what
I'm
I
grossed up
thought.
by being naked. Yeah, I guess. I mean, if I'm going to be naked in another room with someone, I guess it's, yeah, you're right. It's got to be consensual by the other person. So you're saying I'm
That's very good. I'm so
very,
glad it is.
I'm not likely to flash someone, is what you're saying. I don't like to be naked in another room with someone.
No. But you also, I don't think you wouldn't be comfortable like laying on a couch with somebody watching TV while both of you are naked. That would be like a gross thing.
Why would we be watching TV if we're both naked? That's
I
like,
don't know. I mean, just the thought of that
yeah, I'm
kind of
like, why?
intimacy. It has more to do with intimacy than it does with sex, you know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you see what I'm
Hey,
getting at?
I feel it, but but I do hear you. I think I would
Mhm.
need someone to want to be intimate with me before I would want to be intimate with them type thing. It's more like, that's what I'm attracted to women wise. Is a woman that's attracted to me is what makes me be attracted to them.
Mhm.
If that makes sense. Like yeah, there's good looking women all the time, but like if she's not attracted to me, then why do I give a shit about what she's doing in as far as like maybe potentially hanging out, hooking up type thing.
Mhm.
I need her to show some interest in me. So yeah, I will say that like all the ladies I've dated has been like interested in me first, and then I was like, okay, and then I'm interested in them. So I do agree with that. All right. Wow, you made me feel
Sorry.
yeah. All right. Yeah, now you made me feel. What else?
I'm
Talk
so sorry.
talk about this positive light thing.
The positive light thing?
Yeah, the light thing. In the light, boom, 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 boom. In the light.
I mean, I feel like I'd have to kind of like look a little bit more. Is it okay if I do a thing where I look a little bit more?
Yes.
Do you want to do the thing where you take me off the stream and you do the thing?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
read super chats while you're away. I'll do that. Jesus. All right. Katie, do a reading on Clearwater Chad. We need more Clearwater Chad. Please. Thank you, Mike V. Really looking out for Clearwater Chad. Oh, fascinating, Katie. You shoot readings for money. Oh, wait. Oh, she can't do it on February 28th, whenever that date is. She can't do it then, LLL. I love you, LLL. Jesus. LL, you're a Hall of Famer here. I love you, buddy. You're a good man. Thank you for the super chat. Katie for permanent co-host. Flimsy Cribber, I've been paying half attention. Can this lady talk to the dead or something? If so, can she dial in your parents? Oh, Jesus, Flimsy Creamer. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch, Flimsy Creamer. Flimsy Creamer is a punk. Yeah. MGD. She declares PA. Ray, run. Miami Loco, can you tell us where your victims are buried? Jesus. Thank you for the thanks for the $2. Mike V, you and I are similar, Ray, because I prefer watching Clearwater Chad over having a random hookup. He's a Clearwater Chad fan. James Jameson, I agree, Kate. Let's stop the 1% crime families such as the Clintons, Bezos, Bidens, Fucci's, Zebergs, Zuckerbergs, and Bushes, etc. Mike V, I've never been happy until I started watching Clearwater Chat. His show literally saved my life. Please, for the love of God, have him on already. Beloved chatter, Ray is terrified of rejection and judgment from women, Kate. It stems all from unresolved issues with his mother who claims he hated him. Beloved, we come on, beloved chatter. I like you, buddy, but this is, yeah, I've been thinking I'm asexual for like years, so like I'm fine with it. MGD, Ray's hypersexual. He called me an attractive lady, even though I'm not. Leave him alone. Kid. We get it, MGD. You're a dude. I know that. It's all right. Allegedly. Unless people are lying to me, it's all good. LL, hot take, Kate. You see P in the hallways when reading. That's funny. Ray, if you have Clearwater Channel show, I will dress as a lady and make you comfortable. Let's get this done, Ray. Jesus. Nice pocket. Hey, Ray, would you consider yourself a dom or a sub? Can't trust suddenly in the link. LLO. K, could Ray be a trans admirer? He states before. John F. Send Sura the link. Need her thoughts on this. No Gusta, can Clearwater Chat and Mike Vecchio be on? Thank you, No Gusta. All right. What's up?
Okay. Okay. So a little bit more on the window of light that you carry. That's like a really cool thing that you can share. So it has to do with you having a very specific type of upbringing that a lot of people can relate to, but not a lot of people can articulate. And so because you have that experience, it's you have a lot of there's you're giving a voice to a lot of people that don't have the ability to express it quite in the way that you do. And I think it has to do with like most people that are on microphones might have like very isolating experiences or experiences that not as many people relate to. But whatever your life events have been, it has a broad, it relates to a lot of different people. It's just you're able to describe it in a very precise way.
I'm not able to describe anything in a precise way. That is not true.
I think that you have I think the little fragments of what I've heard you talk about in terms of like your parents, your upbringing, these different things that have happened, I think there's a lot of people that connect to it.
Nothing horrible has happened to me during my upbringing.
Yeah, but it's just like it's an upbringing that people can connect with.
So
Right? Like, doesn't that make sense? Like, people can connect to you.
This
And
is
so the
better
fact-
than you saying Ray thinks being naked, seeing a naked woman is creepy. Yeah, no, I mean, definitely my mom liked my sisters better than me. Like that's like she didn't appreciate me till I was like a teenager, but
Mhm.
but I like listen to my aunt. I think it's because like my grandfather like just didn't like men, so my mom was like inclined to not like men because my grandpa didn't, and like he didn't like my dad and stuff. According to my aunt, so I don't know. My mom died young. My mom died when I was in my 20s, so I don't know.
That is pretty young. 20 what?
Oh, I was like 27 when she died. She was
7.
50. Yeah, she was 56.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was. I mean, maybe I was like 28 or something. I don't know. I don't know the exact ages. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I wish you would have like started off that other thing in a different tone than being
I'm
like.
sorry.
Yeah, but
was it the face that I made? Was it the face?
no, you're like, oh, it's saying I'm like I find sex creepy. I don't find sex creepy.
I mean,
Give me a lady over here right now. I don't find it creepy.
okay. Go for it. Have at it. But I feel like I don't know. I think you might be happier without it. But it's what I
no, I'm fine. Like
but there's obviously like a lot more than just those two things about you. I just it is.
Wow, there's other stuff. That's what you let off with. There's other things.
No, it's just that's what I saw. That's what I saw first. What's also cool is usually when I read people over consecutive sessions or whatever, they change a lot. Like people's energy changes over time.
So I was giving off the vibe tonight that I'm asexual. Now, all right, to throw this back at you, are you saying this because like you're a very attractive lady? I know you. Are you saying it because like I'm not throwing off the vibes like I would want to?
No, not that.
And by the way, first of all, like, but that's also respect because I know your husband and I know your situation.
Yeah.
So.
No. It was. I feel embarrassed describing this, but what I saw was it felt like a memory of like looking down at one's body and seeing another body in front of it and feeling like, oh, I gotta get out, like I can't do this kind of feeling. So I felt like that was what my interpretation of it was something about.
So you're envisioning me ready to have sex with a lady, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna have sex with this lady. I gotta get out of here.
It was like I was in your head reliving a memory of not really wanting this interaction.
No, I have had that now. All right. Now there is a first time when I did lose my virginity, the to was a 32-year-old mother of 4. And no, I did not want to have sex with her. I just did it for the fact that like my girlfriend
talked about this.
Yeah, my girlfriend dumped me because I would not have sex with her. And I was like, first woman that wants to have sex with me, I'm going to just do it. And then I had sex with her. And yeah, I did not enjoy it. It was more like, I just got to get this over with. Like that lady was into it. But like, I was like, I just am not like, I did not enjoy doing it at all. I was like, it was more like, I mean, I was happy I did it for the fact that I just got it over with. But but at that time I was like, this is like, I really didn't want to be there. I was like, I just did it for the fact that it was her idea and she was into it. And I was like, all right, we're just doing it. We're just getting this over with. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. That feels terrible. Just hearing about it sounds terrible.
No, it's not horrible. It's just what it was. I was like fucking 20 years old. And it was like, let me just lose my virginity. Let's just fucking do it. Like, so yeah. So that's why no one connects with Ray.
We watch and wonder. That's a nice thing. We watch and wonder is a beautiful way to put that.
He's a good guy. I like Finkel. This is his other one. This isn't nearly enough of the shame you've shared. My apologies for only giving 5. Yeah, you're a punk, Finkelstein chick. Join the Patreon, patreon.com/DeVito. Right when you bet in Mom of 3, was it connect with Mom? No, it was she had 4 kids, not 3. You done effed up our boy GT. James Jameson. This is back for Ray's more proof of what I said. Consult with evil spirits via psychic, and they will make you pay the price. No, nothing wrong with it. Like, I am asexual. I'll admit, I'm definitely asexual.
Can I tell you the thing that I started? I became psychic after I was baptized, born again in Georgia in my early 20s. It wasn't something I was born with. It's everything that I do when I'm reading people is through something that I kind of refer to, and that my
by the way, I don't know if you're actually reading me or if you're just like listening to shit I said in the past. So it could be a combination of the two, but yeah, I will admit, like, I don't just randomly hook up with women. That's 100%. Like, yeah, I just don't need to like hook up with women for the sake of hooking up with women. Johnny Carson gifted. Hey, thank you, gifting a membership, Johnny Carson. You punk. He's a good man. I hung out with him. Beloved chatter. Ray's afraid of intimacy and being rejected. Not sex. Most of his stories he's told are women and his family shitting on him. He will get mad now. No, I'm not mad. Thank you, beloved chatter. James Jameson, please read my 1% super chat with Kate on screen. Oh, let me find the. What are you talking about? Yeah, what's this 1%? Is he calling you a 1%er?
No, was it the one where he was saying the thing about?
I read this, James Jameson. I agree, Kate. Let's stop the 1% prime.
So I think what he's getting at is that it's not about a left or right political bent, right? I feel like that's what this argument is that the 1%ers they're on both sides of the aisle party wise, and I think that's probably true. I don't think that it's a left versus right thing in terms of who has resources. I think that there's a lot of corruption, especially in campaign finance and how parties are funded. I don't think it's a left versus right thing. Is that what the thing was? Is that what James is getting at?
I think that's what he's saying.
I'm guessing.
You're my favorite podcast, Ray. All in good comedy. You're a good sport. I need veal a lot, which is delicious. Veal is delicious. Yes, I do like veal parmesan. KV best episode ever. Fuck you, KV. Fuck you, lady KV. Jesus. So the woman was no, her kids were already born and were on the floor. She wasn't pregnant at the time. Shame. Kate, was it a Pentecostal baptism? Pentecostal and similar can be demonic.
No, it was Church of Christ. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I don't think it has so much to do with the sex of it.
Between you and me, nothing about like I think like you listen to me and me telling my stories, you kind of piece together your own thing.
No, it's the image. I see certain images. I think I am excited to have you on the psychic show at some point, because what's interesting is you'll see that each person that I'm reading is like very specific. Like if somebody else in the chat or whatever wanted to get a reading, I could read someone else too, and it would be a completely different thing.
Just by
But
there you go, Clearwater Chad. Where's this Clearwater Chad that they're trying to get on? Clearwater Chad. There you
I
go,
don't know
Mike
who
V.
Clearwater Chad
I don't
is.
know who he is either. He's in my chat sometime.
But I have to have permission from the person. I don't think it's not ethical for me to give a reading to somebody without their permission, because it is invasive. I wouldn't want to do that. But if somebody wanted a reading, I could try to give somebody a reading.
So what's
then
your
they'd have to be able to confirm it.
Yeah, what's your synopsis on me then? What do you go with?
My synopsis of you? Well, just from today, the things that I saw were that you have that window of light, and that you're
what's this window of life? That sounds like an Elton John song, this window of life. What's this window of light?
There's
a
like
window
this
of
little
light.
box of light in your chest that looks almost like a window. I think you have access to something, and it's very cool that and I don't know I haven't seen that before. I've seen people that have very well developed like chakra systems in different places, but I haven't seen that particular thing. And I wonder if there's something that you have access to, that you can kind of like channel. And that's, it's just something I haven't seen before. I think there's something that you can access and share, and it's, and you can speak from a particular type of experience that a lot of people relate to.
And I hate sex. That's the other
And
thing. I'm grossed out by sex.
You're grossed out by sex.
I'm grossed out by sex. It's the other thing. But you think it's because of a sexual experience. You think it's when I lost my virginity? Is that what are you saying that?
I told you I saw this image as if I was in your body of being like, ugh, like just like wanting to kind of not engage with that. But I felt like that was not just one instance of a thing. I think that's an experience that you've had on multiple occasions, and that it's not, sex isn't the kind of thing that, it's just something that feels a little bit gross to you.
It's not gross. It's got to be with like someone that like yeah, I don't want to do it with anyone random. That's that's 100% true. So yeah, I gotta like really be near the person. Again, like when I do date women, when I hook up with women, it's more like they gotta be into me, is kind of what makes me attracted to them, if that makes sense. That make me selfish?
No, I don't think so.
You know what I mean? I just need
I never pick up on a person. It's so funny. We have like ways of describing people like that. Like, oh, this person is selfish, or this person.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, I need her to want to be with me for me to want to. If she's not, it's like one of those things. Like, I could easily walk away. It's like, all right. But I have walked away from women that want to like. But I'm just saying, like, I got to like really connect with the lady to be like, oh yeah, this is something.
But it's also okay to not connect with a lady. Like, right? It's okay to like not want that.
Are you saying I'm gay?
No, I'm saying no. I'm not saying that at all. It would be a very different image
it'd be a different image. So hear that?
Desiring a man, you are not desiring sexual intimacy. That's just a thing that you're like, I don't. Yeah, that's it, and that's okay. I think that's something to embrace about yourself.
I'm embracing my. I'm embracing. I'm asexual.
Good.
All right. Well, where can people find you? And on that note, I'm asexual. Where can people find you, Katie? Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you for having me. So yeah, I'm on Instagram. Also, if anybody's out in LA, I'm going to be bringing a couple of shows out there to Dynasty Typewriter and Laugh Factory, which I'm excited about, on the 21st and the 22nd. And if anyone is here in New York, I have a couple of shows on Valentine's Day at West Side Comedy Club. If you want to come out, there's a couples, like a romantic comedy show, and then there's a psychic reading show.
So people are going to make out with each other. I will not be there. I make out with nobody. I am asexual.
No, you could. This was a very strange. I feel like
No, it's all good.
I hope you come to do the psychic show, and that you can see the way those readings are, and maybe it also, like, I'm reading you, and all these people are watching. Like, who knows how that's influencing things? If I don't know.
Yeah, are you saying that because I don't want to have sex right now with anyone? But you are right. Like, no, I don't want to.
No, there's like it's a part of your personality.
Yeah. I read Kay. She has 3 input. Favorite food is pasta. Money, she loves purple. Also loves bacon, but doesn't like to say it. Is that true?
She has 3 input. What is 3 input?
I don't know. He's mad at you for the other thing. He's
mad about the money. Money, she loves purple. I do like pasta. You got that.
$100 for a solo hour, Raymond. Oh, you want me to go on after this for an hour? For $100, what do I give a shit? Fine, I don't give a fuck. I'll go for. I'm a whore. But no,
I can't stay on for another hour. So if you want to do another hour, that's awesome.
No, I hear you.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I will. Yeah, I'll hit you up. I'll definitely. Thank you, man. Thank you, Kate. Kate, everybody. All right, I'm gonna talk to these people for a little bit, and I love everybody here. All right, peace.
Thanks, Ray. Bye.
Bye. Katie Blunt, everybody, she's fantastic. That was great. Yeah, I am. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm asexual. Do you still consider yourself Christian, Kate? If not, it's almost certainly evil spirits, in my opinion. Jesus, come on, man. All right. I'm going to wrap up. Peter Sky Parker. I'm exhausted. It was a fun show, man. She's not wrong. I am asexual. Nobody